morning. It's Wednesday, April 24th. And I think it's like 45. Not too bad today. No frost. So I'm on my way to work. And I have a lot I want to say today, but not much time to say it in. I want to go ahead and say thank you to all the people that has been talking about me in their videos. First, I want to thank Kevin. And I did join Kevin and his wife's Patreon, and because I like supporting YouTubers who I feel like are contributing something. And also, I feel I could learn something from Kevin. You know, I've never really, other than just vidIQ and some of those things, really went down the road of trying to make my channel better. And I just know that if I'm going to continue this, I want it to be, let's just say, I want to feel like I'm contributing something. I don't want to feel like I'm just here just to talk to you about everything. But, well, I guess that I want to keep the makeup, but I also want to do the commentary. The commentary may be good sometimes. It may be bad sometimes. And when I say bad, I never go after somebody really, really that bad. I don't get why. There was one person who did a video on me yesterday who said that, you know, I was mean, but I don't really think I'm mean. I could be mean, but I don't really think I am. But anyway, I want to thank Kevin. I want to thank Blind Views. I want to thank Grifter, which is New Mexico Tim. And I want to thank Simply Put. All of them said great things, and I really appreciate all of them for everything they've, you know. And of course, Marcia, who always mentions me sometimes on her makeup videos. So, with that said, I am going to take the water bill, and I'll come back to work. I know that I'm already almost late, but you know, I need to do this because, you know, the 1st of May will be here before long, and that's when it's due. So, hey, we pay ahead of time like somebody else. So we'll talk about the elephant in the room, Sarasota Tim. So he decided the other day, and I did just a little parody of him on a short, and I don't know how many people seen it. I know it's kind of, I guess, high schoolish or college. I don't know. But that's where my sense of humor goes sometimes. I can't help it. It used to be a lot worse than that, but that's where it goes. Anyway, you'll either get it or you won't. As I said before, either some people get me and some people don't. Then he came on yesterday and said that he had all these inquiries about his cramper that he had for sale, because he decided, you know, he was going to go into the Flagstaff. He's going to pull the Flagstaff. And, well, that house really got it hit by the tornado. I hadn't noticed that before. It's got the siding out of it and roof's partially gone. All right, they got tarps over it though, so they're, you know. It is cloudy today. I think we're supposed to have maybe a shower, but I'm getting off track here by looking around. So anyway, he finally came up and he sold it to some guy that's got this big house in Jacksonville and all this land that's somehow, it's in the city, but it got grandfathered in or something, I don't know, where you can have animals on there. He named horses. I don't know what else you could have on there, but he named horses. And he's getting ready to put it up for sale. Of course, Tim didn't bother to ask the man, you know, if what he did for a living I mean, maybe he's a builder, a contractor who, you know, builds houses or, you know, buys property, fixes it up, and then sells it. You know, I mean, he didn't ask him anything about that because it was obvious this man probably had worked hard all his life. But of course, like I say, Tim just talks about, you know, he's got this, and it was beautiful property. It was. I would have not thought anything in Jacksonville was like that, but what do I know? All right, I'll be back. All right. Anyway, he just didn't, and I don't know, maybe the man didn't want to say that, but, you know, I think that in order for the whole story to be told about this person, I think you need to know how the man earned a living. But maybe that's not important. I know that's not important to Tim because, you know, Tim is one of these, he worked 15 to 20 hours a week all of his life, you know, but yet he is so envious of people who have all this stuff, but he don't want to take care of it. And I get that. So he sold it now. He can do what he wants to do now. He has no more ball and chains. And the term ball and chain, that was a term that really, it didn't get under my skin, but it should show anybody that is watching him, if they have half a brain, I know that's me, but if they do, that he was talking about his ex. And, you know, if he says that, I mean, I can see him saying that if he was with, you know, with a bunch of men. You know, you say things sometimes that you don't really mean, but to say that in a video where he gets thousands and thousands of views and he keeps saying he wants a woman, what woman in their right mind would want a man that refers to you as a ball and chain? And it wasn't so much the term, it was the attitude and the tone he used it with. It was like he had never been able to do what he wanted to do, when all I can say by what he by what he has told us, is that he's always done exactly what he wanted to do. Always. So there's probably more I could say, but I'll stop it at that. I'll talk about something else here. So Rusty is another one that I'm kind of getting into. You know, he don't live in an RV anymore. He lives in a tiny house. But he bought, and as far as buying, Tim can't hold a candle to him. And I mean, I understand these people are YouTubers. They want content to get views. And I mean, I have said, why do people want to watch these people buy and sell? Buy and sell. And I've never got that. And then we're not talking about, you know, cologne or, you know, a foundation or even a piece of jewelry that's not that expensive. We're talking about big toys. But I guess that's what men like, is their big toys. There's some women that like big toys too. I mean, I would love to be able to go out here and buy toys. But I don't. I get attached. I mean, like this truck. This truck from my stepdad's. He left it to me. I couldn't even dream of getting rid of it. I mean, I know someday if I live probably 20 more years, it probably won't last that long. But I still, at this day, you know, my mom says, don't you want to sell it? Don't you want to sell it? I'm like, no, I don't. So, anyway. So Rusty, what I'm getting at is Rusty, you know, had bought him a hybrid Corolla, you know, beautiful car. And, you know, he seemed so proud of it. You know, and it was, he's going to take a break from camping. He wasn't going to say he wasn't never going to camp again, but he was going to take a break. Well, here he comes with a new Ford type van that's no bigger than my SUV. And he's going to put a bed in it and all this stuff. And I'm like, and I know he's not going to live in it. It's different that you're not going to live in it or whatever. But I'm like, you had a nice one. Why didn't you keep the one you had and just camp in it? And then, and I mean, I get it that this is smaller, but this is, I guess, the only vehicle he's going to have now. And I just don't understand that. I guess that's what I'm saying. And as a female, I just don't understand the not having a bathroom in these. I don't get the bucket thing. I just don't. Maybe when you're a teenager, but when you're older, I just don't understand it. And I know maybe I'm just... All right, I know I say that too much. Okay, now it's going to be beauty. For those of you that don't want to watch now, that's fine. I'll try to remember to timestamp it here. Beauty. I wanted to mention... Oh, we'll go over this first. I did get a sample of the Aqua de Jus. No, it's Jus. That's what's his name says. I can't remember his name. For Giorgio Armani. This is the one that Tim uses. So I got a sample. And, you know I've smelled of it, but it's been a long time. And I do know that Dave had this at one time. But it wasn't something I wanted to repurchase because I buy it for him. Okay. I'm going to spray it right here. I don't want to spray it on me. Okay. It does have that lime green scent that I know that Dossier's is called. But I can see how this wouldn't last more than 10 minutes. So there's no way that I would pay, I think he paid like $48 for something like that. No longer than that's gonna last. He's throwing his money away. All right, Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. Beautiful skin, sun kiss, glow bronzer. The packaging is beautiful, beautiful. And yes, we women like our pretty packaging. And this is what it looks like. That is CT for Charlotte Tilbury. And I don't want to blind y'all, but that's what it looks like. I tried to get around the edges at first before I get to the CT in there. Anyway, I love this bronzer. It's what I got on. And it, it doesn't, it's not, I use a sponge to apply it, and I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. I've got on my lip gloss today. I've got on that Maybelline Superstay in Visionnary. It's the lavender looking one. So I like to mauve it. That's my eyes. And of course, I showed you this the other day. There it is again. All right. This stayed on me all day. So this is the first drugstore eyeshadow palette that I've ever used that it stayed on my eyes all day long. So I'm happy with that. And one more thing is this Wow Combo My Amazing Lashes Length and Volume Mascara. That's what I'm wearing today. Now, I saw this over on Instagram. And of course, somebody that I watch in makeup, Gabe loves makeup. And he lives in North Carolina, so me and him kind of talk every now and then. And him and I know I have awful grammar because I just talk. Anyway, we talk, and he was talking about this mascara. And so this is the first day I'm using it. Now, I don't know if this is tubing or not. We'll find out tonight. But it does. This is the third coat. Now, I don't have it on my bottom because I was afraid. But it does do pretty good. If it's tubing and don't smear, it might be in the running with Tarte. Because like I say, it does give you long lashes. So I'm happy with that. Now I just feel like I just smeared it because I blinked. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got. And there's another thing I want to dive deep into in another video, and that's Taylor Swift's new song, Fortnite. I've gone down this path of watching all these people react to it, the video, and I watched the video, I've looked at the words, and then I finally went over to TikTok, and of course there's some girl over there that explains it all. So it makes more sense now to me. But at first, the first time I heard the song, and I do this with a lot of songs, I don't know about them. You know, I'm like, I just don't know. And then the more you listen to them, the more you really start to like them. So I really like this. Now this album, I'm not a Swiftie, so anyway, this album seems to be much more deeper than any that she's ever done. And I can appreciate that because that means she's getting older and more mature. And I do think when you get 30 to 35, I mean, I can just think from my experience, you do get real deep. Because you're at that age where you're thinking that, you know, I really got to, of course, I know she's lived a much more louder life, bigger life, whatever, than I ever have. But you just start thinking that, you know, we got to do something. Or we've got to settle down. You know, you're just in that stage. So anyway, I just appreciate the album. I don't know if any of y'all really get into her music or whatever, but as I said before, this is nothing like anything she's ever done, in my opinion. So I'll talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.